So I got something new. Let's check it out. The Canon R50V is finally here and we snagged the white version. My wife really insisted on the white one.
White camera or no camera?
And honestly, it's gorgeous. But here's the big question. Is this the ultimate content creator camera or just another pretty face? I'll admit, this thing fits my workflow perfectly. But does that mean it's right for you? We'll break down the 5 things you need to know, including the flaws, so you know if it's a good fit or not. Oh, and be sure to stick around for the surprisingly easy color grading workflow and the secret weapon for perfect exposures even at night. First, we will check out the autofocus and see how it handles movement. On this clip, the autofocus jumped to the person behind her. It lost her for a few moments and then finally picked her back up. In this second clip, you can see the autofocus jump to the dog behind her and then lost focus. But then it gained focus a few moments later. On the third clip, I zoomed in with the lens and the tracking stuck with her all of the way. The fourth clip, I had her walk behind an object and you can see the autofocus was very fast to pick her back up, even when she was not looking at the camera. Now with all that being said, when it's sitting still and on the tripod, the autofocus has been absolutely smooth. Even your grandmother can vlog with this thing. The image stabilization is very limited and you must use what your lens has available. So we put it to the test. In the first clip, I walked backwards and you can see there is some bouncing when walking through handheld. We also tried running to see how bad it would be. As you can see, there's a lot of warping and heavy bouncing. The results were not too good on that. However, on a tripod, it is fantastic, and I will be testing out on a gimbal in the near future. So be sure to subscribe for future videos on that. Next up, exposure. And this thing, it worked pretty darn good in handling exposure. I did a 360-degree spin here because I wanted to see how well the exposure would change from the extreme brights to the dark shaded areas. And as you can see, the camera did a great job in maintaining a decent exposure all of the way around. Number 4, the secret weapon. This is the 35mm 1.8 macro lens. I use this at nighttime to test it out in the dark, and this lens is crazy good in low light situations. Here in the first night scene, you can see the camera handles the contrast and the exposures very well. You'll also notice there's very little noise, and I did not use any noise reduction in post-processing. The same goes for the second clip. The contrast and vibrance is fantastic with very little noise. Number 5, color grading made easy. If you are shooting in Canon R50V like myself and grading in DaVinci Resolve, this has to be the easiest color grade I have ever made. Just a few simple adjustments and the videos are amazing. Pros and cons. Pros. Number 1, color grading. It is so easy to color grade. The way this thing exposes everything, it's just been fantastic. That's my number 1. Number 2, it is lightweight and very easy to travel with. It is so small. It is about half the size and half the weight as my R6, or even here, I can give you a comparison right next to my 6D Mark II, which even is using a pancake lens. As you can see, body-wise, it is much smaller and it is a lot lighter. Number 3, excellent exposure even at nighttime. So this thing really worked well even in the dark, which is just fantastic. Number 4, the cost. Yes, it could be a little pricey to some. However, if it's in your budget, this thing is fantastic. It is less than half the price of what my camera was, and you know, I can afford to get another one of these in the future and run multicam. So that would be awesome. Number 5, the battery life. Now, I was absolutely shocked. Although this does have a little tiny battery for this, it was able to shoot for an hour and 10 minutes without shutting off. So that is pretty impressive, even with just one small battery. And a bonus, this one does not overheat like my R6 does. That is so annoying, but this is fantastic. It doesn't overheat. Cons. The user interface is a bit confusing, especially if you're going to be new to using a camera. And even if you are good at using a Canon camera, this interface, I found it a bit confusing. Number 2, the auto shooting is a bit choppy. As you can see in this footage here, when she's walking by, it's a little choppy due to the fact that the shutter speed was set automatically and it makes it a little bit too choppy. Number 3, large file sizes. Now in that 1 hour and 10 minute video that I shot on this battery, I gained a 71 gigabyte file, which is huge for some people. For me, it's easy because I have a server and things, but what about for you? And what if you're editing in CapCut? Can you upload 71 gigabytes into that and use it? Or are you editing on your phone? It's definitely something for you to think about. Number 4, only one SD card slot, which goes in here. So as I said, large file size and you only get one card. So you better have a large card to make that work. Number 5 is the lack of stabilization and the fact you have to do it inside of the lens, which it just really doesn't work that great. Overall, this camera is perfect for my wife and I for our YouTube and TikTok workflows. We're going to be live streaming it, and I will create some how-to tutorials on things like that and the interface if there's enough interest. So please go ahead, comment below if you're interested in that. Additionally, I have paired this camera up with our brand new Mac Mini, which is the base model, which I've also done some tests for both video and photos, and they are mind-blowing. And as you see here, this is our new Koicon monitor, which is supposed to be the Mac Studio replacement. So if you want to know more about that, be sure to subscribe, and you can check this video here on the Macs that are out and available now, and I'll see you there.